Hello, welcome to the University of Calgary's Desire to Learn tutorial on how to create and manage groups. In this tutorial, we will create a group category, add groups to the group category, view group discussions, and locate group assignments. To begin, you will need to log in to a D2L course. Under the Communication menu, select Groups. In the Manage Groups screen, click New Category. This will allow us to create a category of groups. By using categories, we can create multiple group categories with multiple groups inside each category with different students in each group. Enter the category name. In this case, I will call the category Study Groups. In the description, you can type in the description of the category. Scroll down to Enrollment Type. Here you will find the different options for enrolling students into the group. The first option, Number of Groups, No Auto-Enrollments, allows you to set X number of groups and then manually enter each student into the group. Groups of Number and Number of Groups allow for automatic enrollment of students into these groups based on either the number of groups or the number of students in the group. The last three options are self-enrollment groups, meaning students can enroll themselves into the group. You can either create the self-enrollment groups based on number of groups or the number of students in the group. In this example, I will choose number of groups. Based on the enrollment type, the option we see here changes. Since I chose number of groups, I will enter in the number of groups. In this case, I will use 2. Under the advanced properties, I can allow to auto-enroll new users, meaning any new student in the course will automatically be enrolled into a group. I can also randomize users in the group. So if I have 2 groups, the randomized users in groups will randomize which students go into which group, making for a complete random group assignment of students. The additional options allow me to set up the types of tools the students will have access to work together. I can set up a discussion area where they will have a private group discussion area to talk with each student in the group. I can set up a locker where students can now share files amongst themselves in the group, and I can set up a Dropbox folder. The Dropbox folder is the assignment tool in D2L, and in this case, by setting up a Dropbox folder for the group will have an ability to submit a group assignment. Click Save. Because I selected Discussion Area, I will now need to create discussion topics for the groups. All I need to do is make sure I have a forum already created, or I can create a new forum for this type of group. Since I don't have a forum created for group studying, I can click on New Forum, enter the title for the forum. In this case, I'll call it Study Groups. Enter a description if you want to, and click on Save. I now have a forum called Study Groups in which each group will receive a private group topic. Click Create and Next. I am now going to set up the Dropbox folder properties. I will need to add a name or a title. In this case, I will call it Group Assignment. Category, I can ignore. Grade item, I can ignore as well. What the grade item allows you to do is record a grade in the gradebook. In this case, I only want to create or collect the group assignment and not record the item, so I'll leave grade item as none. I can, however, put an out of value. For example, 25. I'll give a student a grade out of 25. I can add a rubric for this group assignment, which I won't right now. Here where I'll add the instructions. I can attach files. And lastly, I need to set submission options. You may need to click on Show Submission Options to view them. The submission options allow me to limit the number of files and submissions students are able to do. By default, students can submit unlimited number of files per submission, and all submissions are kept. What you can change it to is to allow only one file per submission, and your option for submissions are all submissions are kept, only the most recent submission is kept, meaning as students submit multiple times, the most current one is available to you, and only one submission is allowed. I'm going to choose unlimited number of files, and only the most recent submission is kept. Click Create. The workspace summary provides us a summary of what we created for the groups. We created 2 groups. There is one discussion forum created with 2 forum topics inside, one for each group, 2 lockers, one for each group, and 1 Dropbox folder created for the group assignment. Click Done. We can now click on Save to return to the Manage Groups screen. The Manage Groups screen will give us a summary of all the group categories we have and the groups inside the category. Remember, we created a category called Study Groups, and I created 2 groups. Group 1 and Group 2 are automatically created. Automatically, members were enrolled into it. Here is my Dropbox, the discussion topic, and also group files. You can access the discussions through this page, or if you go back to Communication under Discussions and scroll down, you will see the forum study groups that I created when I created the groups and the group topics. You can then click on the group topic title to go into each topic to discuss things with the students. Next, we also created a Dropbox for the students. Under the assessments, we have Dropbox. If we go into Dropbox, we will notice group assignment has been added to the Dropbox folder list, and the icon means it's a group submission for the study groups category I created. Let's return to communication groups. To continue with the process, I can add further categories to create different groups for the students. Thank you for viewing this tutorial. You can also return to your D2L homepage, where you can find more information about using D2L groups from the fully searchable Desire to Learn documentation and the instructor video tutorials.